and welcome to the second lesson of our Node.js tutorial series. Today we'll be setting up Visual Studio Code, which is a powerful and versatile code editor that is perfect for Node.js development. We will also cover some essential extensions and configurations to get you started. So let's dive in. First of all, you should Google Visual Studio Code, and whenever you would like to, and whenever you find, you should go to the first link, which is code.visualstudiocode.com. Of course, you can go through all of the website and read everything what you have here. And at the bottom of the site, you've got downloads sections. If it's not there, you should go to the downloads, wait a few seconds, and here you can download installer for your operating systems. Whenever you just find it, for example, Windows, Mac, Linux, and download the installer for your operation system, you should go through installation, install it, and then open your Visual Studio Code. And whenever you open your Visual Studio Code, the picture of Visual Studio Code will look like that. Here you've got file section which you can open folders, whatever. And first of all, that's the very essential things that you'll find everywhere. Of course, very important thing that we are using in our Visual Studio Code and our Node.js tutorial is terminal. And by clicking terminal and new terminal, you've got your terminal wherever you would like to and start the Node.js application running. And the very next important things here is our extensions. Extensions, that's the things that help us and, for example, format our code and help us, for example, on how to complete some modules with, in our case, Node.js. And the very important that we'll need to have is Node.js modules IntelliSense. As you can see, I've got it installed, but whenever you click it, remember it should be from that guy with that kind of, maybe there will be more downloads, and install that by clicking just install button. Whenever you would have installed it, you can uninstall whatever and whenever you would like to do that. Of course, the next thing is Prettier, and I will show you why we need it. Because Prettier makes our code looks more sophisticated and our code looks, of course, prettier. That's why we need it also installed. And of course, you should install. And in our case, we will focus on normal Prettier without ESLint code formatter. Whenever you just liked it, just click installed, wait a few seconds, maybe a minute, and everything will be added to your Visual Studio Code. And when everything will be installed, you can see that by seeing that uninstall button over here, we can delete it and go to the gear icon, which is on the left lower corner, and click the settings menu over here. When you just click the settings menu, of course, Visual Studio Code, like in the most times, you will see the keyboard shortcuts that you've got over here. In my case, it's shortcuts for macOS, and in your case, it can be for Linux, for Windows, wherever. Your shortcuts will appear over here. And in that settings, we will customize our Prettier to format our code so it will look later on more sophisticated. It will be prettier. So to do that, we just need in that tab icon, so it's search, we will need to write editor that format on save. And you should have that tickle got open. So you should make it true. Now it's false, now it's true. And whenever you would like to have, and whenever you have, that file will be working. But remember, the formatter must be available. In our case, there is Prettier as a formatter, and the editor must not be shutting down. So you cannot just shut down the, for example, extension, and whenever you just forget and, for example, make it as false, that format on save prettier formatter. And with that, it's the essential tools that is very unique and very helpful for Visual Studio Code. That's very basics, because that's the only things that we'll need right now. Later on, of course, we will configure the Visual Studio Code more and more, but I don't want to have the overload of the knowledge right there, and we will only focus whatever we need, really need. So Node.js modules, IntelliSense, and Prettier as extensions. And remember that our terminal, you can run by terminal and new terminal, and you've got always the shortcut over here. And that's for our second lesson. That will be all. And we've got our Visual Studio Code set up and configured for Node.js development. And now you are now ready to move and talk about advantages of the Node.js. See you at the next lesson.